I think you gotta angle it that way more.
Yeah, because you're gonna be looking. Actually, just make it. So if you feel for the back of the wire, Andy knows this isn't his first rodeo in content production. Hashtag duos on.
There we go. That's good.
Eddie slap Jenga.
Shout out Eddie. Thanks for watching, bro. He was actually super nice about this last time.
Who?
Eddie, when we were playing PlayStation, he was like, "Oh yeah, like I watch all your clips," and I was like, "Thanks, man. That means a lot."
I think my family is probably like a quarter of your viewership. Sandra
no
watches
fucking way. Oh,
Eddie,
Sandra,
Sandra watches all them.
Bro, shout out Sandy.
Eddie, I think has
I
watched
love
a few
you.
clips. I'm sure Nina's probably come across a few of them too.
I think she. Wait, who is? We brought up your family. Oh yes, Nina was involved and Eddie. I'd mentioned them before in the mask fish story. That's like the one video I have that blew up on TikTok.
Yeah.
That was one of my top favorites.
Yeah.
Bro, that shit was crazy.
Mask fish.
So this is episode 49. Thank you guys for
Wait, I thought
coming
this
on.
was 50.
This is not 50 because I wanted to record 50 to be. Do I spoil this idea? Yeah, fuck it. Well, whatever. So episode 50 was supposed to be this thing called the lunch table special, which is one of the reasons actually why I started the podcast, was because I remember those conversations would make me belly laugh to the point where like I felt ill.
Yeah.
Like the most six pack, the closest I've ever gotten to a six pack in my life was in our high school lunch tables. It correctly dubbed the UN. I don't know if you remember. It's a very mixed friend group, diverse, especially for our town. But we fucking used to just roast and just like talk about shit. I in my eyes, we're all like pretty much comedians, but you know. Let's actually, on that note, what was your favorite memory from like high school lunch table? I got mine.
I got a few. Okay, so there was like. You wanna go first, Vishal?
I would say the first one that popped in my head was when we had the whole like napkin rolling up thing. You just put them into like little balls, and when no one's, if I wasn't looking, you were like scoping me out. Have a whole bunch of this shit popped around my mouth.
Who was like the worst with that? Who had the most points with that?
Mike was
points?
pretty good with that, I'll say.
I don't want to say it, but that motherfucker was kind of nasty with it, bro.
He was quick with it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who hit them at like, you know who was the most satisfying to get was Tom though, because Tom would always like block his mouth with those fat lips he's got. Also, hey yo,
Who said that?
we would try to get Tom while he was eating, but remember he like it would always bounce, and then what he would also do that would get me tight because like he's got those like big lips. It would like land on the inside of his lip because his lip is the size of a half a watermelon, and then he'd go like this.
then
and
he
like,
would open
no,
his
no,
lip?
it's not there, and then it would fall out, and then we would never count Tom's.
He would donkey lip that motherfucker, yo. He would donkey lip it.
Is that the signal from I'm too loud? So you gotta.
No. I like
away
that.
now?
No, I like the. Hey, yo, do that motion again. Do that motion again. What'd you just do?
No, hell no.
What'd you just do? Yo,
Hey,
still rewind.
yo.
Get a still frame of that. No, but like I definitely remember Tom with Santini that one time.
Wait, what?
When Santini walked by and we were like, yo, Santini, is that in or out? And he was like, and he was pointing at the
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
wall.
yeah, yeah.
Debating that back and forth.
Bro, that was like that was like one of the most controversial fucking like calls by a ref ever. Him, and the controversial one being that.
Well, they had the sports connection, so.
Yeah. He said it was out, which it was not.
No,
All of
that
us were
was
like,
in.
that's
That
in
was
his mouth.
in-
You know how you know? Because
Easily.
it crossed the threshold of your lip where it goes from like, you could tell it's exposed to the outside air because it's a little dry versus the inside, which is like more pink and plump.
It was past that line, Tom. For sure.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Y'all, yes, you do.
like the outside lip where it's,
Yes, you do.
the
Stop.
outside lip where it's
Stop.
dry and then it gets like all moist.
Yes, it
That
gets
line.
moist. It gets moist. It gets like fleshier and like more like because it's
I
in
got
your
one.
mouth.
I got my story.
For favorite
For
lunchtime?
me,
Yeah, go.
It wasn't necessarily one time, but so we were seniors at this point, and there was a group of juniors sitting at the adjacent table next to us, and for whatever reason, like our two tables just had beef.
I think I know.
I don't know why we had beef, but we just had beef. We were the seniors, they were the juniors, and that group started it. Okay, so what they would do is they would take their food and they would throw it, and I'm talking like they would throw like tater tots at our faces. They would throw like bread from like a hamburger and like hit our backpacks and stuff. There was a point where a few of our friends decided to
Don't
Take
mention
action.
names.
Take action.
decided to take it to the next level or two, and I'm not gonna name names, but there was a bunch of tater tots that were dipped in a fat juicy pile of mayonnaise and then launched at the table next to us and hit the juniors in. I don't know where he hit them. Or hit their table or hit their bag.
It was a
the shirt. Yeah. Well, it was mayonnaise, right? He dipped it in mayonnaise.
Yeah. And then another
What
decided to took the fucking chocolate milk.
Oh yeah,
And he
opened
opened
carton
it
of chocolate
in
milk
corners.
and sprayed chocolate milk.
He didn't do that diamond pinch where it forms a spout. Nah, he opened all four corners to get maximum splashage. And it just fucking, and the way he launched it, he put that whip on it, that flick at the end. So that motherfucker hit a 360 helicopter going in and just sprayed people.
That throw did some damage.
I can't
that
believe
day.
we didn't get it. Well, not we, but like
we
the people involved.
We would check. We would check to make sure nobody was watching.
Yeah, but that's so sneaky because then somebody would walk by. Wow, how'd that happen? And then the guy's like, "Oh no!" They didn't snitch on us. I will say they did not snitch on
One
us.
thing I will say that I felt bad for was like the janitors who had to come in afterwards and clean all the spitballs up and all the fucking
Oh my
mayonnaise
God.
tater tots.
Disgusting.
So
Oh my god.
this had gone on for the entire year, and I think it was like towards the middle or towards the end of the year. It was just understood that if anything came flying over and hit our table, it was that table of juniors.
Killed their ass, bro. And they were diagonal.
Except this one time where something was thrown at our table, and I guess another table picked up on it, that we were having these throwing wars. And let's just say one of our friends had his back turned, and he assumed it was the table of juniors. So in the middle of lunch class, he gets up, runs over to their table, almost flips the entire table over. The entire lunchroom goes quiet. We all look at him and we're like, it wasn't them. And then he just looks back at us. You remember this? Do you remember this?
No,
Yeah,
you're missing one part though. That was mad funny. These tables were the fucking
foldable
full
tables.
circles, but they could fold like this. In the center, there was a line of the
yeah,
circle.
yeah.
And when he went up, it like disengaged the locking mechanism, and the side that he brought it down fell, and then the food in the backpacks fell on the ground.
Sliding.
You don't remember that?
No,
because
no.
then one of the juniors, the one that was typically the culprit, got like shit on his lap. There were multiple times food was wasted on this guy. Like he became a
Oh my
fucking
God.
canvas for that shit.
Bro, and I remember
And
just
then-
like
One of the girls like took out a phone and started recording.
There's a video.
What?
No, I don't know. She was. So this guy.
Wait, do you know who recorded it?
She was like to the right. Like
But do you
right
remember
no,
who
you
it
know
was?
the
Don't
name.
say who it was. Don't say who it was. But do you
No,
remember?
you can say it. I'll bleep the name.
Okay.
I know her first name,
Say it.
Was it an our grade?
but I forgot her last name. I think
I don't know who
they're like a
is
bunch
that?
of they're sisters, like a bunch of sisters that went to high school.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
She was
So wait,
skinny.
how'd
She
you
had like
see?
a
Dude, if there's a video of this, we need to find that video. we need to find that
recorded
video.
shit. She recorded the whole thing.
She was trying to.
Go ahead, 'cause
Try and catch
it was,
him.
it was a
Big.
table of girls that threw that stuff at us,
Oh
right?
yes,
It was
Yeah.
the
I
other
believe
table
so.
next to us. Yeah, that's what it was. And then
Yeah.
he thought that it was a table of junior guys,
Exactly.
the
Yes,
football
yes,
players.
the typical motherfuckers.
Yeah, oh my
Dude, he
god.
was-
I used to get so anxious during those things. I'm like, yo, somebody's
about
about to
to
throw
go
a fist.
down.
My
Bro,
pussy ass back.
he
in
would
high school, I was
turn
like,
his
I
back
can't.
every single time. Our whole table had beef, and Brandon would just be like,
please.
Oh,
guys,
so
stop,
that's
guys,
what
guys, stop, guys.
Can't do this right now.
You know why? I was honestly petrified of getting caught by the teachers because
Yeah.
I'm not smooth. But you remember, I still am an oaf. But you remember in high school, like if I was like this, if I would have gone to a fist fight, bro, my dumb ass would have been the tree that gets knocked down first swing. I just go like this and
You
fucking.
were the first line of defense too,
get
because your back was
flatlined.
always to that table.
Bro, I hated that because I was like, great, someone's gonna sucker punch me now. I'm gonna be the guy that gets knocked first, and then
Without
everybody
being
else is gonna
involved.
fuck them up.
In our friend group, who is the most likely to get away with shit? Like who's always getting away with like the most heinous acts?
Paul. That's easy, bro. It's Paul.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, you mean towards others or each other?
Towards like in general, like just doing like such shit or like sneaky stuff.
Okay, wait. You gotta cut this part out, but
Cut
dude,
it.
Paul fucking violated the entire fucking time, bro, simply because of his fucking sour cream and onion shoes. You remember those? The white and green shoes that he never washed, bro. He's sweating them for years.
Yeah,
They-
I remember that.
He's like, I don't know why, but my shoe smells like sour cream and onion. I was like, Paul, I'm not smelling your shoe. We were in Miss Barr's, Miss McCaffrey's chemistry class. He goes, bro, my shoe smells like sour cream and onion. I was like, bro, I'm not smelling your shoe. I was like, we're not grown adults, but I'm not fucking smelling your shoe. He takes off his shoe, bro, straight up like a bag of Lay's.
No way.
I swear to God. I swear to God.
Bad late, like
No,
was
it smelled
like,
good. But that's what made me want to yak even more because I knew that it wasn't sour cream and onion.
You were smelling.
It was toe cheese and
Yeah,
gunk
bro.
stuck
Yo,
in the
Paul was so ruthless with that because he did the same shit. We were in the car coming back from Mohegan.
No, that's I
was
literally
driving.
was about to bring this
We were
up.
driving back. Brandon was in the passenger and Paul was in the back middle. And
And Paul's doing that
was-
shit where like you lean forward and like you're like try because it's hard to hear when people are talking.
Oh,
in the
right,
back.
right.
So
So
he
you
leans
farted?
forward. No. He leans forward and then we were all three of us talking and then what happened?
then what was he asking me to smell something? And then
It was my shoe first.
Oh,
And you agreed
yeah.
to it because I smelled it. Then I gave it to Paul to smell
Fuck
because
feet.
yeah.
while
They're
he's
trying
driving,
to use that reverse.
because
Oh
while
my
he's
God.
driving, do you want to tell or you want me to?
You tell. You tell.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, because he was very focused driving. Because obviously it was like it's a longer car ride. It's like 2.5 hours. So he was just eyes on the road the whole time, as he should. And I'm like sitting there. Paul's right here, so I could kind of see his face because he was involved in the conversation. He then like gives me a little like one of these like elbow things, but he doesn't look at me. He just like talking goes like this, and then he like points at like his shoe, and then I'm like, I instantly just got it. So then I'm like, yo, Paul, like, bro, I feel like I took off my shoes. I'm like, you guys smell my feet? He's like, they're like, no. And I'm like, because my feet don't smell. So I go, yo, Paul, smell the shoe. Like, pretend you're Vishal driving. I'm
Right.
like, Paul, smell the shoe. He's like, oh, yeah, it doesn't smell bad. I'm like, yeah, bro, Vishal, it doesn't smell that bad. And he's like, no, I don't want to. I'm like, bro, come on. Just let me. And then, but keep
They're
in mind,
so
he's not
annoying
looking at
with
us.
that, bro. He's so
He's not
annoying.
looking at us. He's just looking straight.
Right.
So then I'm like, come on, guys. He's like, all right, fine. I'm like, bro, I promise you it's not that bad because it was my shoe.
Mm-hmm.
So then instead of me going up like this, Paul takes his shoe,
His shoe.
and puts it in front of his, and he's like, ew, get the fuck out, ew.
Yeah.
And then like
It's
he's
like back in the
driving, so
day.
like at the same time he goes, ew, a car horn, like that didn't actually happen, but like
You guys got me so good. I'm not gonna lie,
bro,
That was very sneaky.
Paul was so quick, like
Bro,
Paul is very quick with it.
You
with
know
his
that
friends.
you know what that noise just reminded me of? Did you ever tell the story on the pod
which
of
one?
Vishal finding that turd?
Oh, in Disney.
Oh my god, no, I've never told that story.
Bro, you gotta tell that story,
should.
bro.
You-
Right now?
Yeah, tell it, bro.
You tell the best.
That is
Okay, so
that's one of my
And I'll
favorite
fill
Vishal
in.
stories.
yeah. So senior year of high school, our senior trip was we were going to Disney World in Orlando. So we go down there, and it's like all of us boys except Mike. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it because he graduated. He graduated a year before us. So we're all seniors together in the same grade, and we take this trip. It's amazing. Like all of us, like the boys are just hanging out. And then like the one day that we go to Universal Studios, which I think everyone can agree on, Universal, it might be more fun, but it's a little more grimy than Disney parks.
Yeah, it's
'cause
not
Disney-
as well kept.
It was
as-
pouring that day, by the
Yeah.
way.
yeah, so that's what I was. So
Yeah, Universal days. Every time I've been to Universal, I think it's been downpouring. Anyway, yeah.
so the day that we go to Universal, of course, the dirtiest park out of the two, Disney World and Universal, it's the day that it is like a fucking monsoon in Florida. So it's raining on us. We're doing like because we're already wet. We're like doing the flume ride. We fucking go like the flume ride, and then like I don't think he watches it, but there was like a fucking like someone that was in our entourage. Like a very, very large group of guys, like all of us hang out. Like it was like, 10, 15 of us from the lunch table that we were familiar with that were also on the trip. Because it's raining, his like stank ass feet were like in the fucking wet shoes. So me and Vishal were like done with the fucking nasty ass flume ride, and we're like, yo, let's go into the bathroom to get changed. So we go into the bathroom, and we go into the stalls after the flume ride in the bathroom. And we literally, I don't know if you remember this, we bought towels that day at a separate kiosk to then
We
put on the
did.
floor and like dry ourselves with.
Yeah, because there was no way my raw feet were touching that.
Absolutely
grimy
not.
ass bathroom floor.
Absolutely not. And you had slippers in your backpack. You were smart because I think
did.
we all had because we knew the forecast was going to be raining. But we were in our sneakers at this time because it wasn't earlier in the day, whatever. So I see Vishal, right? I'm in the stall next to him, and there's that gap at the bottom of the fucking stall that's about like 4 or 5 inches. Nah, it's like 6, 7. Like how clear is that clearing at the bottom? 6, 7 inches
Let's say
from like mid ankle
half a
down.
foot.
Yeah, like maybe
Around-
like 8 inches. Yeah.
8 inches.
average.
So that average.
Yeah, like 8 inches, right? That's pretty average. That's pretty.
Not 8 inches. Okay, so anyways, I can't. Anyways, we in that clearing, I could see Vishal's fucking ankles, which because it was raining, you could see his hair like it water lined down. You know, like when the hair. Like water pours through it, so it makes it like streamlined.
Yeah.
Because he was sopping, so I just see drip, drip, drip. Like he's sopping wet. I can see his fucking hair and his squishy, like wet fucking socks. Not damp, wet. So homeboy, he's a germaphobe. So I'm changing. I'm just doing my shit. My stall, I lucked out, was actually the handicap one because I'm bigger. So I think I just took it selfishly. And then, so I had more space. But I look and I see Vishal through this clearing. The second he takes his fucking sneaker off, and he had little paper towels, or no, he had like a dirty towel. He takes his sneaker off, so now he's trying to put his slippers on and like take his sock off first. And of course, right as he's exposing bare skin, I'm like looking, and I saw it first. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you did. I think.
And I'm like, what the? I see Vishal's foot, and then I look to the left. I'm like, is that a turd? And I'm like, oh, Vishal, bro,
when you said
look
that,
behind the toilet, and then he does like, I saw him like, put balance, right as he's taking song, he's like, ew, and then I see his big toe come on the fucking frame into the thing. He's like, points at it with his big toe. He's like, ew, like that. I'm like, ew, and I'm like, yo, I start cracking up. And then the funniest thing is, as he's holding the ew, I see additional fucking rips of paper towel be thrown on the floor so he could then put his sandal, then his foot into the fucking sandal.
Do you remember what I said? Do you remember what I said? Like when I realized there was like a whole roll of toilet paper. It was like a fresh roll of toilet paper
in the toilet.
Do you remember what I said?
What'd you say?
I said this was God's gift because I was worried I didn't have enough. Before I looked, I was like, how am I going to cover all this shit?
Bro, he literally went and then like threw it, and it just like landed perfectly to put his toe gently on. I couldn't. Oh my God. I was dying. That's a good high school memory. So wait, what was... So yours was when our friend did the lunch table Hulk smash. That's a good one. Fuck. I feel like... Mine was that one, honestly.
Yeah.
That was like one of like the scariest but funniest times.
Probably the most dramatic
event. Because how many people were in that lunch? It was like maybe 200 people, 300 people.
A lot.
Right? Because it's a third, right? Because we had 3 lunch classes, lunch periods, whatever.
Yeah.
So you figure, so it's about 300 kids.
Yeah.
The whole place went silent after he did that. And we were all just looking at each other like, oh shit. Like we're all going to get fucking in trouble for this.
And he yelled at them too.
Yeah.
He was like,
he meant it.
And then we were just like, he's like, he was so pissed. He was just like, who the fuck? And he starts yelling like top of his lungs. And the whole fucking, like everyone, and you could hear like a chair squeak. And then like look. It was so crazy, bro.
Good times.
Oh my God. I can't think of another funny memory besides that, honestly. I will say, there's a bunch of random memories. Like that one time you accidentally like almost killed or could have killed Mike in like a fucking gym wall ball game or something.
Wait, why? How?
Like you guys went up for something and you almost collided with, or like you almost hit him. Like his head could have gotten really badly hit by something.
I don't remember.
Oh, come on, bro. It was so scary. You guys were telling us the next day or like after school that day how like, yo, gym.
Wait, was it in outside basketball?
No. It was during gym class. It was either wall ball or flag football. So the way our school worked, remember it was like 2 science periods on like A days.
And every other day was gym.
It was gym then science. So we would have like lunch or whatever, then gym. You guys would go off to gym, and then we would all see each other in the science portion. But we weren't in the same gym class because I substituted my gym for that slot for robotics or some shit. Mm-hmm. So then we were in the class together afterwards, and then you tell me, you're like, dude, guys, gym was crazy today. And I was like, yo, what happened? I'm expecting to hear a story about like how you guys won and some shit. And then you just go, and then Mike was like, dude, I like actually could have gotten seriously hurt. And I was like, what happened? And I don't know, do you remember this? He said something really, about like,
I faintly remember it, but
you went for like, you guys didn't see each other and you guys both went for
oh
play.
Yes, now yes. Because I was thinking like I think we almost had collided heads or something like that.
So you guys we
didn't see each other. Yeah,
and it was full tilt, like sprinting.
Yeah, we were running. I think at the last second, either Mike moved out of the way or I moved out of the way. But yeah, like it was by
and
like
it was like
split
if
second,
you guys
yeah.
had like hit
Yeah.
fucking,
Oh,
it
we
would have
probably
been
would have
both of you going
been
at
laid
that
out,
knocked
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
At that speed.
Yeah.
That's so scary.
Because we were
See,
running, I think, from opposite ends.
No,
Going towards the ball. I think there was an open
in the
ball
middle
or
of the
something.
gym
Yeah,
class or
yeah,
something, right?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I remember you told us that, and we were just like, yo, like if that would have happened, that would have like you would have been fucked up.
Yeah.
Rattled brain.
That is for sure scary. Nah, it's for sure scary. I have just random shit here, but the weekend that this is released, actually the day it's released, I think it's gonna be Mother's Day. So the theme of this episode, this was a really good long intro, but the theme of this episode was we're gonna tell stories about visiting our parents' motherland on Mother's Day, if that makes any sense. So, and for me, it's my mother and also your mother and also your mother are all from their respective countries. We're all first generation immigrants.
I'm first on one side, second on the other.
Okay, first generation Americans of a family of immigrants. You are, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So we have all been fortunate enough to go back to the countries where our families immigrated from. Right? Or
Yeah.
or emigrated. I never know the difference between those two words.
I don't know.
Anyways,
Where'd that motherfuckers be from, bruh?
yeah. So you from where?
Kosovo.
I'm talking about the Colombian half because I've never been to my father's land.
Most of you can guess right. India.
So,
But
when was the last time that you guys went? Like how old are you? When the last time you guys went to your?
I went a few months ago. Last year.
Oh yeah, you did.
Last summer.
the last time was like 12 years ago. That was 7th grade.
I think
So
that was
what
also
age were
last
we
time. I think
in seventh?
12.
Seventh grade?
You're
Yeah.
24, so 12 years ago.
Yeah.
You're 12.
Oh yeah. Quick math.
Quick math.
Yeah, it was 12. We were 12 that time.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So you were 23, 24, 24. If it's a couple months ago.
24. Well, 23. My birthday was I was there during my birthday. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Or I came. Yeah. It was. Yeah.
Okay. So 23 turning 24, and then I was also 12 and you were 12. So I guess the more appropriate question instead of like a recent, I want to hear about your stories in Kosovo.
You got to give me a category because there's a lot of stories.
I want to know about a scary story first. If you ever had like
Scary?
a frightening experience over there.
Okay, I have a couple. Okay. Like wait, like life-threatening scary or like
Either or, just anything. Because I have two for me. Because these are also the only memories I have of Colombia. And then I want you to think of
you
yours
got to
for
give me
India.
something specific you want because like
All right, so let me tell my example story and then you
Okay,
go based off
okay.
that. This is a good quick
Okay.
one. When I was my God. When I was in Colombia, there was one time where basically like this is a funny one. It's not a real scary one. Basically, we were staying at a lake house and my uncle and my dad thought it would be funny to then tell me and my cousin, who we were close at the time, like very close, to go outside and like look at, or they needed us to get some shit for like a cookout that we were doing, whatever. And it's at a lake house that's like it's like rural Colombia, and it's like just a lake house on a beautiful lake. It's called Lago Calima. It's very famous in Colombia. So we're there, and it's like away from city, so there's no lights. We go outside, and then some fucker, I forgot who it was standing in the bushes with like a gorilla mask on. And it was like a good gorilla mask, okay? We're both young as shit at the time. And my dad was also working with whoever had the fucking I think it was my uncle. And he throws a rock into the bushes. So we're outside and we didn't know my dad was outside with us. He was like somewhere like on a balcony or some shit. And he goes, throws it. Boom, it hits the bushes and it rattles. And instantaneously, both of us are just like some dumb motherfuckers are like, what was that? And then he did it again, closer to where my uncle was. So we were like this. So then we look there, and then he did it a third time away. So we had our backs turned. All of a sudden, we hear this loud, like, and we turn, and I just saw a fucking gorilla. And keep in mind, I'm in the like jungles of Colombia. So I'm thinking like,
God.
I didn't know gorillas don't exist in South America, right? I'm just whatever. And I see this thing, bro, I ran for my life. And I was crying. My cousin, this is not a PC story, but my cousin, Latin people, they like, they make fun of whatever, right? And my cousin is he's gay. That's not funny, but the thing that's kind of savage and funny is that they said they first knew that he was gay because when he was a little kid, when that happened, instead of like I cried and I ran, he turned out, he's like, ah! And he started bawling. And then when he ran away, he started running like with his like this shit.
That's nuts.
Like this shit, you know? And then they were just like, oh shit. Okay, yeah. He's it's not surprising after hearing that. But that was it. So like that type of scary. Or if you have a fucking life-threatening scary, go that. There's no right or wrong answer. Just share a yeah.
I have like a bunch of like smaller like scary stories. Did I tell you the one where like there was a sniper by my house?
Holy shit! What?
What the no?
Yo, this is about to get real.
Yeah, what the fuck?
So
that's a small scary, bro. What?
Bro, so okay.
All right.
No, but realistically nothing, I don't think anything happened. But so there was so in the town I live in, it's like a pretty busy town. It's the third biggest city in Kosovo. Shout out 03.
Did you say the area code?
No, it's the 03. It's like that's like pay. That's like I don't. It's not an area code. It's like.
But you said 03, right?
Well, that's just because it's the third biggest town, and like on the license plate, it's 03.
Okay.
So like they go by like the population size in the town. So Pristina's number 1. Number 2 is No, I forgot who number 2 is. I always get confused what number 2 is, and then 3 is Paya. Anyway. It's a busy town, but we live on like the quiet side of town. But you got to keep in mind like the area of the actual town itself is pretty small, so everything is still relatively close. Even though we're on the outskirts of the town, we're still relatively close distance-wise to like the main town. Kosovo, it's Paya especially. Pristina's more built up, but Paya is not really like built up with like a lot of buildings and stuff. So sound travels pretty far. So where my house is, we're positioned in like there's like a lot of field, right? So we don't have like that big of a yard, but like 2 houses down, there's like a big like maybe like 400-yard field, and there's nothing for like a while. But on the other side of that field, there's like a nightclub, and this is where all like the famous Albanian like singers and rappers, like during the summertime, it's crazy. They go till like 5 a.m. Literally 5 a.m. Like, and they go.
Do they drink over there?
They drink. They go crazy. I mean, everything. Like smoking, drinking. They go nuts. They go crazy. 5 a.m., bro. Like, they go stupid. They make a lot of noise, obviously. So the way that the nightclub is designed, it's an open air club. So all the sound escapes, and since there's no buildings to block the sound travels far. One of my neighbors got fucking pissed one night that the sound was traveling really far. I mean, that they were making a lot of noise. And I guess he handled it the only way he thought. He whipped out his sniper and then started shooting at the nightclub.
That's wild.
Like, wait, hold up. At the nightclub
or directly, not like around it?
He hit the nightclub. Like, he hit the nightclub.
And how far away was the nightclub from where?
Football fields wise. I feel like that's
I want to say like a few football fields. It's a big club. It's like hard to miss if you shoot it. Like.
Yeah, but like the fact that he didn't shoot like near it, but he shot at it.
He shot at like the wall.
What if it like went through?
Oh well, that's the thing. So like, I don't think I don't think anybody got hurt. But
did you see him physically shooting this?
No.
Gun
So I heard like loud pops. I thought it was a wedding, but I was playing with my cousins. I think we were like fucking around or doing something, whatever. And then all of a sudden, I just see like we're in the backyard and we're just like hanging out. I think we had like a campfire in the backyard, and all of a sudden we see like cops show up with like flashlights. They're like, "What are you guys doing?" And we were like, "Nothing. Like we're just hanging out." And they were like, "Okay, go back inside." I was like, "What?" They were like, "Yeah, go back inside." And then they just like kept walking through the field, like looking around like this with like their flashlights. It was not that many cops, but they had I think like I don't know if they had a dog also, but there was a couple cops with like those big like. Those wide range flashlights.
So are they more like sheriffs, equivalent to sheriffs, like or
probably,
like rangers?
I don't know
Because it's a rural area.
I don't know how that goes. No, they're like cops. Like they're like cops. Like
no,
like,
what
are those called?
Sheriffs, like
not a sheriff, but like
marshal.
No, like those investigators, like who comes, like the
detectives,
cops, like a detective. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, like a detective.
Like so, they're wearing attire that looks more like a detective. Yeah. So it's not like the not highway.
No,
patrol,
not like a patrol cop. Like they're like detective cops. Like they had like flashlights.
Oh, because they're probably investigative. It was like a serious like murder. Yeah, because
it was
or
like literal sniper shots.
But how soon after the initial sniper shots were those dudes?
I think it was a while after because they didn't know where the shots came from.
And how loud was that fucking shot?
Was it a suppressed shot or was it?
It was definitely suppressed because it wasn't that loud. It was definitely suppressed.
That's fucking
Yeah.
That is so scary.
Imagine
bro.
you're just playing with your cousins, like just chilling. All of a sudden, there's a ghost recon sniper right next to you, aimed at a whole bar.
Bro, fucking
That's
Chris
crazy.
Kyle's
I
in the next house over.
I got stories to tell you about Kosovo we could be here for like 6 hours minimum.
Bro, we should do a series where we just document your
Did I
adventures
tell
in
you? Did I
Kosovo.
tell you about when I met a prostitute by accident?
How the fuck? First of all, how did you know she was
That
a
sounds
prostitute?
really bad. That sounds really bad.
Well, you were probably, how old were you?
Oh, I'll have Vishal tell a story, and then if we have time, I'll tell mine. But
We gonna have time. I need to know about that story. That shit
I would
sounds.
say-
no, it's
So-
not as crazy as you think.
Jeez. But for me, I have like a story that's kind of something that kind of happened to my sister as well when she was a little like toddler. But
That's
for
fucking
me,
scary.
when I was in, I think the last time when I went, which was 2011, I was riding those rickshaws, like the Indian taxi, pretty much. It has like
The one wheel in the front?
the one wheel in the front, two
Tuk-tuk.
wheels in the back.
Oh, yeah, like one of those.
Something
like, in
like
Thailand,
that,
right? That's
yeah,
what they're
yeah,
called?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had like the guy like it was like a bicycle that was attached to it, and it was we were actually not that far away from where we were staying, and yeah, it was me, my uncle, and I in the back, and this rickshaw bike rider, whatever you call him, he asked us like, I can take you this way. It's a shorter route, but like my uncle like knew this guy's been bullshit. And it was a bunch of back and forth going on for like a whole 5-10 minutes until we like got back home.
Oh my god.
And I was so scared because like, what if this guy has like a knife or some shit or a gun? He's gonna like hold us at gunpoint or something, or with a knife. And
Take you guys
my
hostage. He
uncle
knows
was
you're
like,
American.
my uncle was stern. I was like, no, shut the fuck up. You're gonna go this way, and we're gonna bring us home.
Oh my god.
That was my story. But
So wait, this was the last time you were there? So 12 years ago?
this is the last time
So
I
you were
was
12
there.
years old.
Yeah, and like
Damn.
I didn't know what to do.
Damn. You can't. What are you gonna do? You're 12 years old.
Yeah, but
So
my
you're-
sister though, this is an even more crazier.
Wait, but so that was your uncle that said that to the
Yeah,
driver?
he was like, he called bullshit off the start because he knows the quickest route back home because he fucking lives where we're going.
So where was your dad at this time? Did you mention
My
that?
dad
So
was back at my grandparents' place.
and
It
they
was
were
my
they were
grandparents'
trying
house.
to see if is
What?
it good? Okay, good. Thank you. Are you drunk?
No, I just couldn't walk downstairs. My legs hurt.
Oh,
They're a little tight.
that's Gata who doesn't want to be on the podcast, motherfucker. All right. Anyways, go upstairs. So, thank you.
Yo,
I'm about to
the
stop
demands.
I mean, pull up if you want. Invitation's still open.
recording.
Whatever. So, anyways, no, yeah. So, sorry, that probably is gonna get cut out. We'll see if I'm feeling like I want to put enough effort into that shit. Anyways, so you were in that fucking thing. You were on the
Yes.
way back to where your dad
With my
was.
uncle in the back. It was my uncle and I and the rickshaw driver. In
And
the
that
front.
motherfucker, he didn't play no games with that driver.
Yeah, the driver is trying to like say, oh, I know a much like shorter route and I can get there a different way. But my uncle
That
called
could have
bullshit.
led to anything, bro. That could have
Yeah.
led to like trafficking, like kidnapping,
And that-
hostage
I'm about to get
situation,
into that.
killing.
And
What?
Shish.
that's for my sister. Like that was crazy.
Wait, what do you say?
He's
But
about to get into
that's
that.
like a whole like
like
separate
what
thing.
his sister experienced.
But not like on that crazy level of like human traffic and all that shit. But it's scary
kidnapper.
enough.
Okay, go.
Kidnap, yeah.
Please.
But for me, that was scary for my story. But my sister, when she was a toddler, she was riding with my mom, and they were out just kind of going like the shopping plazas and all that, and they're on their way back, and it was pitch dark. It's almost like a rural / suburban area. There's not that many people around, and when they were coming back, a group of people with like masks on, like all black, like face coverings, and they pulled up to the rickshaw. They were also in a rickshaw that time, and they
They
held
were
a
in what?
knife.
They were in what?
The
A rickshaw.
tuk-tuks.
The
Oh,
tuk-tuks,
okay,
yeah. And one of them came up to my sister with a knife to her neck, and they were like demanding like my mom and like her or all other aunts, and they were like, "Give us your jewelry right now, your watches and everything, your pricey belongings." And
Holy crap.
they held a knife in my sister's neck, and they were like, "We're gonna kill her if you don't give us your jewelry and all your expensive shit."
Holy crap.
And it's crazy to think that like, what if they actually kill my sister? I would have never met her. Like it's crazy. It's like they didn't give up their jewelry and all that.
Wow.
That's insane.
Nuts.
That's
the
fucking
fuck?
insane, bro.
And every time my mom like retells that story, I'm like, yo, that's
chills.
yeah. Like if that happened, maybe I would have never met my sister. 'Cause
That's fucking
she's
crazy.
8 years older than me.
That's fucking crazy. How old was she when this happened? Did you say?
Oh, she was like 2 or 3.
Oh my
I'll
god,
say.
that's
Damn.
young.
That's
Yeah.
foul.
Like to threaten to kill a
toddler.
toddler?
Yeah.
Jesus fuck,
Yeah,
bro.
people are nuts.
Bro, these
What
are
a bunch of bitches though
Yeah.
that they targeted women too though.
Yeah.
Like they went up to like a bunch of moms with little kids.
And they thought, oh yeah, they're vulnerable. Like they're
What
not
a
gonna
bunch
do anything.
of bitches.
Yeah, it's
Rolling
fucked.
up on their tuk-tuks. I would have fucking slashed their tires.
bro. Those gotta be like the least like the
Yeah.
least like physically like intimidating fucking getaway vehicles. They're like, yeah, that's right, bitch. They're gonna and then yeah. Like what?
Hit the bell.
Nah, bro. Our fucking
that shit's
families have
scary,
seen some shit. I didn't. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is I went with like the lighthearted one, but this didn't happen to me, thank God. But I have family. I can't remember. I can't say how exactly they're connected to me, but I heard this story. It was like a fucking second or something cousin or whatever, and he was out to play in my home in like my mother like where my mother was born, Sevilla. It's a small town in Colombia. And basically, like, they were in that town, and this kid, this distant relative of mine, was hanging out with his friends, right? He gets out of a building. His friend, his mom and dad pick them up from, like, this place, right? So, like, it's like his, where my distant relative and his, like, boyfriend, not boyfriend, but, like, his, his bro, were hanging out. The parents came to pick him up. They got in the car, and some fucking cartel people drove by, and they sprayed the entire fucking block.
Oh my god.
And my distant relative was the only one who survived that attack out of the 4 people that were in the car. He fucking heard the shooting coming. He dove down. I guess his family, like, they were trying to, but like, shit goes through cars. And that's not like in the movies. And these fucking people, like, typical shit, like dirt bike, Uzi.
Wait, why though?
I think it was like a drive-by for someone else, and they were just innocent.
So they just
Decided to do a
caught-
360
got caught in
spray.
crosshairs.
No, like, yeah, caught in crossfire was like literally like that. It's just like bad like that. And these people drove by, sprayed. My relative jumped to the ground, or like squeezed his small body in between like the passenger seat of the car and the space in front of him, because he was on like the closest part to the sidewalk, so he had the most shit protecting him. So he dives on the ground. His friend gets hit, so does the mom and dad, and then he like was just panicking or whatever, and then he looked up and his friend was like dead right there, and the whole family.
Wow.
And then the
That's
cops
so
came,
sad,
they
man.
took him out of there. That motherfucker, bro, like, I believe like he's still kind of like a little traumatized by that. I mean, rightfully so, but it's like,
yeah.
and it's in a small town too. It's like a town that's
Is
this
he
size.
like? Have you like know him like well? Like, you
I don't know if I can't remember who it was specifically. I don't know if it was like I interacted with him or the brother of him. It's like, it's very, because it was so long ago that I went there, but I heard this story and I was just like, that is so fucked up. Damn.
And how old was he again?
I think he was like 9 to 12, somewhere in that age range. So it was
To
like
see
young.
that at a young
Damn.
age, and when you see that with your own eyes, that shit will stick with you.
Yeah, it's just like
Forever.
these these pieces of shit, bro. Like, who the fuck? Yeah, targets like young women, and then if you're gonna do a drive-by shooting, you just don't care about like innocence.
Yeah.
You just fucking like, it's already bad enough you're murdering someone, right? But then
Yeah.
like to just not give a fuck about anyone else that's there,
Yeah.
and you're just taking out random
Ruthless.
people. It's just
Ruthless.
fucking horrible.
Yeah.
So what's another? How'd you meet that fucking accidentally meet the prostitute?
It's not that crazy of a story. We
Wait, how old were you first?
I want to say 18, 17.
8. Oh, so this was like when you were,
College, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Just into college.
19? I don't know. Something like that. I was like
That to be-
late teens.
Yeah.
So me and my cousins, we decided to take a trip to the beach. The beach So Kosovo is landlocked. So if you want to go to a beach, you have to go to Malzi or Albania. Malzi is Montenegro. So you either go to Montenegro or you go to Albania. We decided to go to Montenegro. You take a bus ride. It's about 5 or 6 hours. So we pull up with the bus, but for some reason the bus does not move. Like the bus doesn't run until like 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. So you get there at like 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. or 4 a.m. something like that. It was really, really early morning. We made a reservation for the hotel, but similar to here, like you can't like check into the hotel until a certain time. So we had to kill a lot of time. So we pull up to the hotel, and we're officially checking in, right? So we made the reservation. Now we gotta, check in for the room. And I noticed this girl sitting at the desk, and so my cousins start doing the check-in or whatever, and they're taking a really long time. So I'm sitting behind them because at this point, like they were the superiors. They were like 24 at the time, I want to say. So they were doing all the talking, and then like the rest of us were kind of just like sitting back. But then I noticed this girl sitting next to them, and then what happened? I'm trying to think what happened. So they're taking a really long time. So I walk up to check up on the check-in process. So I'm like, hey guys, what's up? Like, what's going on? And then this girl turns and looks at me. And then I see she's like an attractive girl or whatever at the time. I'm saying she's about to get pissed. But I see her and I'm like, oh, like,
and she
was
watches this too.
She was like an attractive girl at the time, right? So
blonde?
No, she had I think brown or black hair.
Okay.
And I didn't really think anything of the fact that there was a girl sitting alone in a hotel at 3 a.m.
How old was she?
Probably like 21, 22.
Oh my gosh, so that's young.
Yeah,
okay.
She was young. She was young, and but I should have known better. But like again, I was like still like
you're 17,
mad young. Yeah, so I didn't really put two and two together. The fact like girl by herself in a beach town, 3 a.m. in a hotel lobby,
and done up.
Yeah, yeah. She had like a jacket on, whatever.
Big yiddies or like plastic surgery, like big yiddies.
No.
Oh, so it's like okay, so it's not as obvious.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not like a surgery. Clear giveaway.
Okay,
but so then she turns and she looks at me, and then I'm just like standing there waiting for my cousins to like respond to me because they were still kind of like talking, and then this girl starts conversation with me, and then my cousins do the check-in, they start talking, and I'm still talking to this girl. And then my cousins kind of just like notice like I'm talking to her, so we're just like talking or whatever. So they kind of like leave. They kind of like walk away, and they get a table in the lobby, and they start like they ordered breakfast or whatever because by that time it was almost breakfast time. So I'm literally sitting. I'm talking for like maybe like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever.
Damn.
We were just like shooting the shit, whatever.
And was your cousin still fucking checking in?
No. Like they already sat down. They were like smoking a cig. That's what they were doing. They were smoking a cig.
Oh, so you just literally were just.
I
chilling
was just
with
sitting there
person.
whatever. And then blah 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 blah. We say bye, right? Nothing happened. Nothing.
No.
Nothing
That's not why I'm laughing. But like, were you feeling the vibes? Did you think like?
No, because I was like, I'm not gonna like this is just some random girl.
You just met her,
I was like, I the one thing I did realize on her being there by herself, I was like, I don't know what she's about. Like, I don't even know who this is. Like, I'm not even gonna try to like talk to this person.
I feel you.
Right. So then I say bye. We just literally just talked. That was it. And I walk back up to my cousins who are sitting at this table, and they're all kind of like smiling at me, but not like like we're proud of you, which I was kind of expecting. They were kind of smiling like, you fucking dumbass.
Like you don't know what you're getting yourself into.
And I was like, what? And then they were like, you know what she is, right? And I was like, what are you guys talking about? Like I was still like 17, 18. Like I don't fuck around with that dumb stuff.
And we're never exposed to. I probably wouldn't know either.
The
way we grew up is
first encounter. You wouldn't.
Yeah, we grew up there.
Like,
I've never seen a prostitute.
We were just like talking like, oh, where are you from? Whatever. Blah, blah.
You can't put that together.
And then they were like, oh, you dumbass. They were like, you know what she is, right? And then like they all kind of like got quiet, and I was like, no. I was like, what are you guys talking about? And they were like she has sex with people for money, and I was like, what? I was like, no way. I was like, no fucking way. Like you guys are just mad because I'm the only one that was able to riz this girl, bro. You guys walked away. You guys are just fucking tight. 20 minutes later, I see her holding hands with the dude walking down the beach, going to a hotel.
Oh, so she was.
I was like, what the fuck? You guys are right. I was like, holy shit.
And it was unexpected. I've never seen.
Maybe it wasn't 20 minutes. It was maybe like an hour or two, but we were waiting while we were waiting for the check.
Yeah,
I saw her walking down the beach with another dude.
Damn, that's crazy.
Wild.
That's crazy.
It's not that crazy of a story, but like.
No, it is because I mean, like at least I've never seen. Have you ever seen a prostitute? I've never seen.
I've
a
never
prostitute.
seen one in person.
You probably have. You just probably didn't recognize that they were.
Well, yeah. Okay, so that's also that's also
A lot of them are discreet, so you can't really tell in first. So.
Yeah, of course. I don't think it's like because in my head, obviously, I'm thinking the shit I've seen in the movies, like that they call out and they're just like, "Hey, like
Yeah,
they're
with
just
the
like,
short
come
skirt,
here,
like
baby."
the heels and all that. They're just walking all weird. Yeah.
And they're like, there's always, I don't know why, I picture it like in the South. And they're like, hey, sugar, come here.
Like they always have like that like pink fuzzy.
Yes,
yeah,
the fucking
the big overcoat
with the fur rim around the fucking hood,
yeah.
bro. Oh my god, I think we've been playing too much GTA. That's
I was
GTA
just
shit,
gonna
bro.
mention
That's
GTA.
GTA. That's GTA. Nah, so that's crazy. My other scary story, but it involved me. This is gonna make me seem like such a, I mean, it's not pussy, but like so less dark than the fucking drive-by one. Was there was a venomous snake, bro, that came out. We were again like in one of my family's like farms. I mean farms. Like they take care. They have chicken
Triangle
coops.
head. Was the snake triangle head?
I don't remember. I just remember it being dark as fuck, like brown, almost like black actually. And we were in like the farms, and we decided to take a little hike to like the top of this hill. And it's like the dirt there is not mud; it's like clay, like that red clay.
Yep.
And so it's kind of loose if it's dry. Right. We're walking, and all of a sudden, like I had a stick. Thank fuck, this thing breaks out of the freaking like this little loose dirt hillside, just comes out. And then we're like, and it immediately like starts coiling, and it's like looking at us, and then it just starts slithering towards us. And it was big, bro. It was like 3-4 feet long, and it was like thin and like black, like black as shit. And we're like, oh my god, this snake is like mad aggressive. I don't think it's a black mamba because I think those are obviously only in Africa. But I take this fucking stick, and as it's coming up, I'm with my 2 older girl cousins and my sister, and I'm like, they start screaming because they saw it first because I'm like behind them. They turn around, they run, and they're like screaming in Spanish because they're much older than us, like 3 or 4 years. So they're screaming in Spanish, like, and they're from there. They're like, it's venomous, like run, like get away from it. So they're running back. My sister's next to me, and she's like, what's going on? Because she's younger. So I'm like, God, and then I'm like, my clumsy ass is like trying to run with her, and this thing is still like kind of moving towards us. So I say, fuck it. I take the stick and I turn around and I just whack this fucking thing.
Oh, you hit it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I just whacked this fucking, because it was like a branchy stick.
God.
Yeah.
I whack it, and I guess it got caught in the branches, and then but I didn't like whack it like a baseball. I kind of like came at it, like hard brushed it, and then threw the stick. Like I was just like, get the fuck, and then I ran in fucking flip-flops in Colombia, like,
oh my
like
God,
running down this fucking hill. That shit was scary. I wish Gata, if she came on, she could verify it, because I don't know if I am over dramatizing it, because I remember it being so scary, but I don't know if I fucking like told her to get back and shit like that. But I remember I swung at this motherfucker. So, did you have another one?
I do have another one actually.
But before we change topic, just so you know, if it has a triangle head, at least this is what I think. If it has a triangular shaped head, it's 100% venomous. If it has a rounded head, it still could be venomous. Either way, just run.
Either way, just fucking.
But if you see a triangle head, run away faster.
It's a dip.
Bro, that's so. Actually, bro, and people, these 2 cousins of mine, they ran. And then at another separate event, we were in Lago Calima again, because my family tends to go there a lot. And there was like a pool hall separate, but this place didn't have like, insulation and AC. It was just like a fucking concrete walls. And then you go inside with like a light. It's bare structuring, right? And there's just a pool hall. And the doors, there's no doors. It's just like an open, like cement, right? Like opening. So these fucking, I don't know if you could hear that train horn in the back. Sorry if you can, but deal with it. Budget production. So this fucking pool hall in the morning, we go in there because I want to play pool. And then I'm like, yo, oh my God, there's a snake again, right? My parents were like found out. So I come outside and I look to see this thing. And this fucking like finca worker, this like farmhand basically, it was like a campesino, like a mountain man, like fucking, and he was working at this like finca, and he comes in. And this guy is so thug, bro. He's the type of like mountain man in Colombia. Like he had a machete on his hip. Like he's strapped at all times. He's on go.
Jeez.
Yes, he's like ready. So he comes in with his little white fucking cowboy hat. In Colombia, they wear like these white hard coated cowboy hats. He comes in. He's like, no, mano. And he takes a pool cue. And this thing is like alive.
He just whipped out a pool cue?
Like, because it was in the pool hall.
Oh,
he takes it off the wall. pins it down, takes the machete, and just goes da, and then cuts the fucking head off of this thing, and it's still like you see it because it's fresh. It's still, and he's like, "Cuidado que eso lo pica," and then he like flicked it to the side. He was like, "Be careful, it could still bite you," and if it does, it's fucked. So he takes the edge of the machete, bah, and then he flicks it to the side, and then the body's just, it was so crazy. The body was just moving. He takes a fucking oh no, at that point, after he got the head away, he just puts the pool cue back, picks it up, and he's like, all right, throws that shit in the grass. He goes back, and then he's like looking at this thing to finish stop biting, and he stabs it with the machete, takes it out, and throws it in the garbage can. I was like,
God.
Like to them, it's like nothing.
Like throwing food in the trash.
You know, that wasn't the first time. That wasn't his first rodeo.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. What were you saying?
Wild. Huh?
You had another story. Or
yeah. So this is more, when my dad, I think the 90s maybe, or early 2000s. They actually, my parents used to own the grocery store on the corner from the police post.
The nails place now, right?
I
Happy
think so,
Nails?
like on the corner.
You told me this. I never.
I think
knew
I told
this.
you. I
Wait,
think I told
your parents
you.
own here in town?
Yeah,
like
here in town.
What?
For like a couple years.
Is it on the same block as the karate studio?
It's across from the Chase Bank.
That's fucking Happy Nails.
Happy
That's
Nails.
Happy Nails.
So
Wait, your parents own that place?
they used to own that
Before
place.
Happy
They,
Nails.
For
What
like
was
a couple
it?
years.
Grocery
It
store.
was a grocery store.
Indian
yeah.
grocery
okay,
store.
okay.
And it was like late at night. They were like closing down, and my dad was on his way. He's about to get to his car, drive back home, and out of nowhere, like a group of like, I don't know, 2 or 3 white dudes, and they start like yelling, screaming at him, like, "Oh, go back to your country" and all this. But you know the classic slander for immigrants around here, or anywhere. But my dad was like not having it, and then he lifted one of his feet up, took his chuppel. So chuppel,
Not the chuppel.
so chuppel is also known as a sandal.
But
Or
like them
slipper.
like overweaving leather,
Exactly.
like the interwoven.
Whole leather sandals.
A pantufla. The chuppel.
He took that off, and he like yeeted that shit towards one of them, and he was like, "Don't ever come back here again. I'm gonna fucking call the police on you and all this shit." And they fucking hopped in the car and they drove
Did he
away.
call them a bloody bastard? Is what I want to know.
bloody bastard?
Bloody bastard! Fuck you! And then, like, did he hit one of them?
No, he was close though. He said he was actually really close to hitting one of them, but they all got in the car and dipped.
Yeah, well, he had a second
Bro,
sandal ready to go.
You know, I want to. If your dad was here, I'd ask him. I'd be like, "Did you like? Were you thug and then you just like didn't recover the chuppel after you threw it and just went home with one shoe?
One shoe.
Or did you like then go back into like? Did he sprint into the street, grab that shit, and then try to throw another one?
No, he didn't.
So it was just one.
They drove away, but he recovered. He
He should have
recovered
threw that shit through the back windshield. Those fuckers. Can that
But
break a windshield? Is heavy enough or no?
No.
No, but like you
I
don't.
mean,
have to
if
break
you
windshield,
threw it
no.
like
It doesn't have like a
fucking
hard like
No,
wooden bottom or something.
no,
you
that's
could,
still
like,
not
throw?
enough to crack a windshield or window.
Damn.
Yeah.
For my dad, he said that was one of the most traumatizing things that
That's
ever
and this
happened
is
to
at
him.
night when he's closing,
It was
right?
at nighttime. I think I forgot. Well, at the beginning, I think they were actually throwing rocks at like the window or
Oh,
something.
no, that's messed up.
No, fuck that.
and
shit,
it
bro.
was
Yeah.
escalated.
No, he did the
That
right
was
thing.
crazy.
Fuck that. You can't let them do that.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't
But-
like hurt anyone, but he's like, you gotta tell him to fuck
Would've done
off.
both.
Yeah.
And then imagine it's like you throw it, that shit goes,
Yeah.
you catch it again. That would
Like
be
a boomerang,
crazy.
that's
Yeah.
freaking-
Captain India.
Just mad fucking Captain India. No, but the good thing though, I guess your dad like he thought of this quickly.
He
His business
knew
is
how to
right next to
react
the,
and-
but it's also right next to the police station. So they would have,
Yeah.
they should have helped him out. They probably would have, like with these fucking, if they see harassment and shit like that. So
Yeah. But
when was this?
it was either late 90s or like early 2000s.
Was it after 2001?
I don't know.
Because
I mean, for all brown people.
yeah, that
It
was like
was-
such a horrible time.
Yeah.
So you think, man? That's why I'm thinking like it might have been that around
I
that
don't
time.
remember. It's somewhere late 90s, like early 2000s. I know that for sure.
That's
But,
crazy.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast earlier talking about that, the 9/11 stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and like the Tower 7, how like it went down, and they released the report that it went down before it actually went down, like overseas. Did you hear about this?
Is this
I
a
don't know if it's
conspiracy
true.
theory?
Yeah, like
Oh,
that-
it's a conspiracy theory.
Oh.
yeah, that like
okay.
Tower 7, like I forgot where it was. It was like somewhere like halfway across the world.
What's Tower 7?
It was on one of the towers that went down.
But I thought.
No, I don't think it's in Manhattan.
I'm very confused.
There was
now.
a bunch of you don't know that like a bunch
I thought it
of,
was just the Pentagon and
Pentagon. There was one in Pennsylvania or New Jersey.
Oh,
Not
I
a
thought it
building,
was
but that
one
one
of
landed
them-
in like an open field.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because like the other people like anyway, the people like in the cabin like retook over the cockpit, and then they like just crashed it because they thought they were gonna kill people, so they just decided to take it down themselves.
Why didn't they just?
I think that's what happened.
Oh my God, that sounds horrific.
Yeah, but then anyway, Tower 7, there was one of the other buildings that went down.
Mm-hmm.
Overseas, they had released the newspaper or the press. They're like, hey, Tower 7 also went down before it went down. And like the time mark was off.
So what's the conspiracy theory that it was planned?
That it was planned, and
orchestrated?
that I mean, that's like that is the conspiracy theory, that it was like planned all along. But
For, like an inside job? Like, is it part of this 9/11 was an
I'm
inside
just-
job conspiracy?
I'm
I
just-
knew that
I'm
there were
just repeating
towers
what-
like next to the North and South Tower. That
yeah,
went
maybe that's
down
what it
as
was.
well,
Yeah,
but
yeah, maybe that's what it was. Yeah, I don't know which. I don't know. Yeah, Tower 7. I'm not sure.
That
But
is such.
That was
a
something I
fucking-
heard earlier today.
That do you guys remember when that happened?
No.
No, I was.
You don't remember like being in school? I remember being in school and my mom picking me up like in the middle of the day.
I don't remember.
My dad was one of the last cars, because he works in the Bronx at the time, one of the last cars to drive across the Cross Bronx, across the GW, because they locked down all bridges coming from moving Manhattan to Manhattan, Brooklyn,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
They shut down all the bridges because they thought that's what they're going to hit next, like infrastructure. So they were shutting it down. He was one of the last cars to fucking cross. And he just remembers cops stopping, like 4 cars behind him. He's alone on this fucking bridge, just driving fast. And he's so funny. This is so fucking Chinese of him. He runs in a grocery store. He bought like 3 10-pound bags of rice. White rice.
Whoa.
First thing, 'cause he was like, we don't need to stock up. Like, he was just like thinking like, oh, the fucking, the world's ending. Like, we gotta I
I love how
apocalypse.
rice was his first choice.
That's why. That's why it's
meat-
mad Chinese.
Instead of
There's
meat,
no
like
necessity.
chicken
He
or
was
beef
like,
or
listen,
something.
motherfuckers, make some chuk with some boiled water, bro. This'll fucking make you. This'll and some soy sauce. We're chilling. So he
all
comes
you
in,
need.
and I remember like my mom.
You guys are
opens the
worried
door.
about if he's alive or not. You just
He comes in
I
with
got rice.
like 3. He's like,
whole
I got
bags.
fucking rice, motherfuckers, for a year at least, bro. It was so funny. I think it was like that, like milk and like eggs, like the most basic
Necessities
apocalyptic food. Yeah.
food.
That shit is so funny, dude. That he just ran to the grocery store and came back. And then you remember like our elementary schools and middle schools got those twisted pieces of metal.
Yeah, it's
They
at,
still
it was
have
at
it.
the
Oh,
side
yeah,
of the high
yeah,
school,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the remnants of one of the buildings. Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy if you really think about it.
Yeah.
And how many fucking schools got those pieces of metal?
Well, you have to consider how big those buildings were, man.
Like thousands of like, I mean, probably hundreds of thousands of like pieces of debris and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Of like usable
Eisenhower
like metal.
Park in Long Island, I remember had like 2 big like mini towers, I think, or they had like 2 big pieces of metal like that too.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the memorial? That like infinity?
Yeah,
Infinite-
yeah.
Dude,
I
that
haven't
shit's
been there yet.
scary. I
Yeah.
work 1 block from that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So like sometimes to catch the train home, I walk by and I look in, and it's just like infinite, just water,
Yeah.
and
Well,
it's just
that's like the footprint of like the building, right? With the
Yeah.
foundation
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
dude.
crazy.
There's so many like creepy 9/11 stories that came out too. It was like someone got a sign earlier that day not to go to work, and then like or
Yeah.
like their tire was like punctured on the way to work.
Yeah.
They stopped, and then it's like they find, oh my god, like I was supposed to be up there
Mm.
today. That shit's crazy. This is
Yeah.
last
Wow.
point I'll make on this crazy ass shit. Do you guys know the story about the dude in like the red bandana, the mystery hero? This is a real story.
I don't think so.
You never saw? Did you hear about this? Some random guy, like as the second tower or in the second tower after it was hit, he was wearing like a red bandana around his face to block like smoke and ash and all that stuff. And he saved like he was running up between flights, and he saved like 13 people's lives that were like injured.
Oh wow.
He got them down like through he guided them, and he perished. And they don't know who he is to this
wow.
day because the red bandana, like that was the only thing. Like firefighters, the people who got to the base of the building, they're like, where is everyone? He's like, I don't know, but like there's a dude like in a red bandana up there, and he's like running
hauling
around,
ass,
yeah,
trying to
and
get
he's just
everyone
saving
out.
people. And to this day, they don't know.
Wow.
It's crazy shit, man. Crazy shit. Any other closing remarks? Because I know Andy, you got a wedding tomorrow. You excited?
Yeah. Beach wedding in the Hamptons.
Beach wedding,
Wow.
cousin.
Fancy.
Yep.
Nice.
Actually, his boss lent him his house, his beach house
In the Hamptons.
Yeah.
I've never been to the Hamptons.
Neither have I.
I've just heard that it's like
It's a long
Very.
drive.
Really?
At least
It's like
3
2
hours.
2.5
What?
hours. Yeah.
I thought it was like an
It's deep
hour and a
no,
half.
It's deep in Long Island. Well, with
How
no
deep?
traffic, yes, but you know how Long Island gets.
Yeah, but how deep in Long Island?
I don't know how many miles away it is.
It's not like near Montauk, is it?
No.
Because that's like the.
Yeah, no. No, it's not
That
far.
from Queens is like a 3.5 hour, 4 hour drive.
Yeah, no, it's not that far.
You never realize like that's how
Yeah.
deep Long Island goes.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
That's
be
still
fun.
kind of a drive, but
yeah.
And what time does it start?
Afternoon.
And it ends at what?
I think it's a short wedding. I think 6.
You're not going to like the party afterwards?
Probably not.
He's coming here tomorrow. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Thank you. My sister just graduated, so thank you guys. You guys always showing the love. We've had a lot of good memories, man, with like graduation parties and shit. All right, actually, that's a good way to a high note to end it. What's like one of your favorite memories from like any time we've partied together? For each of us, I got mine for you. I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
was it here?
Yeah,
It's definitely here.
it was New Year's. This was for you.
Okay.
New Year's,
Yeah.
going out of
Which
2020
part of it? Because that shit was crazy.
in the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Oh, when
Can
you
I tell this or no? Yes. So we started off the night with 4 back-to-back vodka shots on an empty fucking
How
stomach.
do you remember all this?
Because I
You got this
remember.
guy's Joe Rogan
visual
memory.
memory.
bro.
No.
Crazy.
I remember throwing those shits back, and I did something kind of fucked up. If you remember who was drinking, you took like 2.
I came late that day.
Yeah.
I was a latecomer.
So it was as is the standard, the status quo. or
Yeah.
like the standard with him. So he's fucking late all the time. Although he's not the worst one. but
I've
whatever.
gotten better, by the way. Just like
Yeah, he has. All of us have actually. But anyways, back then, he was late, and then two other people were coming later. They couldn't make it. I think they couldn't make it because unfortunately they got COVID. And you, me, Tom, and Paul were drinking. We take the first one, second one, back, put it down. You guys are like reacting. You know how Tom is like with shots, and he looks at me. He's like, bro. He's like, you know how that face he makes.
Yeah,
I don't know
like
if I'm
he's
doing.
done. Like
He's like, I can't. And he has a White Claw too, or some shit. 2 in, and I'm like, I don't want to. I'm like, you sure? And he's like, nah, I can't. I'm like, all right, fine. So I look. You know how we have those mini water bottles? I grab one, and while you guys were still like, this was in the matter of, bro, I shit you not, like 15 seconds. I grab the water bottle, I pour him a thing, and then I grab the Grey Goose, and I poured you, me, and Paul. That's why we got fucked up.
Oh, really?
And then because I didn't want to make him drink, but I still wanted to drink. And then you guys, you done for him? He's like, yeah, fuck it. So then I poured water in Tom so he could still participate because he didn't want to be.
But did he realize that it wasn't? Was he like, oh, that
No,
was
he
easy?
knew. He was in on it. He was in on
okay.
it. And then like he takes his, and I was like, and then I take mine, and I'm like, and I look at you guys. He's like, oh, and then Tom like he acted.
Yeah.
And then he did it again for the 4th one. We took 4 back to back. We continued drinking. Then we took like another 3 before we ate, and then we took like a bunch more after. And then at the end of the night, at like 11:40, bro, like we didn't even make it to midnight.
I remember it was
New Year's.
around like when the ball was about to drop.
Yeah.
You guys are still in the bathroom, like
Bro, yeah, bro,
trying to
yeah.
get it together.
I think
and
that was
then-
the first time I've ever like gotten sick from drinking.
No, it's not. I remember what the first time.
Oh, the one walking home from the bar.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love that video. I'm gonna tell. All right, shit. There's
No,
so many
no,
stories, bro.
no.
There's so many good stories. Am I holding you too long? Because I feel bad with the wedding, but like,
was that
I just
around here in the city?
no. This was coming home from fucking town on this
oh my
street,
God.
bro.
Bro,
On
William
this
Street
fucking
has seen some shit. I've broken his fucking finger. I've busted his lip because I fell on him. I jumped
Oh,
on his
that-
back and he busted his
Oh,
lip.
yeah,
I
that
kicked his hand. I broke his toe right before Disney.
That was
I
that was
yacked on the
Vision.
way home from the bar.
Bro. Oh my God, no.
Jeez.
That time and New Year's are the 2 drunkest times I've ever been in my life. I told him I was
think-
like, this big motherfucker. Just for frame of reference, he's like 6'4", 225 pounds of pure muscle, and I was like, I'm like, yo. I was like, Andy, let me give you a piggyback, because I get very lovey-dovey. And I mean, I love you dudes anyway. So I was like, yo, let me give you a piggyback ride, whatever. And you're like, you sure? I'm like, yeah. So you come running, and then you jump.
Full I was also like pretty drunk. Like I ran at
And he just
Brandon
goes,
and I just like jumped on his back and I don't know what the fuck I was thinking.
He hits me, and I take like 3 of those, like, oh fuck, like stutter
Monster
steps, like trying to
Yeah.
regain. It doesn't work. I'm too drunk, so I can't like extend my
Well,
arms
yeah.
out. I barely managed to get one hand, fuck up my pinky, like jam the
Again.
shit out of
Yeah.
my
Oh
pinky, scrape this fucking palm up. and my face just hits asphalt. And I just remember hitting, and I had my hood up.
Was it your nose or your lip that was
My lip, right here.
I remember seeing blood.
I literally just scraped. I don't know how I didn't break my nose or chip my teeth.
Yeah.
It just scraped the fuck out of the upper mouth, and it was bleeding. And then I remember Nina, she was there. She turns around and she looks at me and she's like, yo, like he's dead. And I just popped my head back. I'm like, whoa, that was close. And I'm like, my face hurts. And I look down, it's just like scraping. And I was like, whoo. And Nina's like, she was sober. She was like, thank fucking God, this idiot. And then you fucked up your hand too.
Oh yeah, I did.
I have a picture or a video.
The bottom of my palm.
Yeah, because you also, because both of us fell.
Yeah,
I was your leg. I was your leg,
Did you
and I
almost
failed
faceplant?
you.
No, I had him as a cushion.
yeah. He-
But my hand went out to the side.
His hand went out, and I remember you said you it was like a
I
jammed
fucked up
your wrist.
my thumb. For
your
a while.
thumb,
Yeah.
and then also your fucking
Yeah,
palm.
like when I was doing chest anything, it was hurting. Yeah.
We're I mean, if you combine both of our fucking weight, it's like
That was like
400.
400.
It's like 480,
Yeah.
500. Because I'm 240.
That's a mega
And you
man.
Dude, we could have fucked up like if we would have landed worse, that's scary. That's scary. So my favorite memory is of you in the bathroom, and like literally you, me, and Paul took turns on this fucking. You went first,
Bro,
I'm
I
behind
was
him,
like cheering you guys on. You remember that?
Yep.
I was
And
like,
then by
bro,
the-
he
Yo,
did
you
it, he
pulled out
did
the
it.
action that
Yeah,
night.
bro.
I
It
still
was
have the video. My sister's recording. I'm like, and you're in the sink
I'm,
just
like,
washing your
clapping,
hands. You're
like,
like, let's
yeah!
go. Another one. Get one more. Get one. And we're just like
The ultimate
violently
hype
ill.
man.
bad.
It was crazy,
That was
bro.
bad.
It was crazy. And then you show up. He's like, he takes a couple shots, and he's like, look at these fucking
And
momos
then
over
I
here.
ended up, Paul was fucked up. I ended up being like the
Oh.
caretaker. I was like,
I remember this.
and I didn't mind that at all. I was like, Paul was like on the ground. I was trying to lift him up. You recorded one
I have
video
that's what I was about to say.
in the living room where the TV is.
Oh
Bro,
my God.
Paul was sprawled out like all over the carpet in your living room, and then you just see Vishal trying to pick him up, and then
Struggling.
Paul's still like awake, but he's drunk as fuck. So he instead of trying to get up, he was pulling
dragging me
Vishal
down instead
into
of
his
wanting to
house,
get up.
trying to pull Vishal to the ground.
Oh
so
my
Vishal's
God.
like, "Come on," and then Paul's like, he's trying to pull him.
Fuck. Bro,
Yo, my
those are some
back
wild
arced.
times. Those are some wild times. I'm fucking,
After this is
bro.
over, I'll show you the video. I have it.
You fucking gotta.
Was this?
This was going into 2021. Because we were like, yo, this has
Yeah,
been
here it
such a shit fucking year.
Look at Paul. He's pulling it. Look at it. Vishal pulls, and then Paul just like, watch. Like, he doesn't. He at first he wants to get up, but he doesn't try helping, and then look what he does.
Yo, he is assed
Paul
out.
was schmacked.
Wait, it's not that one. Where is it?
Bro, I can't. Like, I fucking.
Oh, that was you when you were stuck into the back of the trunk.
Wait, how do you have that saved?
I don't know. I just haven't saved. I remember you sent it to me.
Oh my
You
God.
stuck into the trunk of your sister's friend's car.
Yeah, Demetria's car.
Yeah.
Or Penelope. And then they got picked up because they were getting picked
And they
up
didn't
from
know
another
that you were
party.
in the trunk of the car, and then they started driving, and then he just went, "What's up, fuckers?" And they all just started screaming.
I remember I gave that shit. I was good about it. I folded my ass in that trunk, and I let it cook. It wasn't right away.
Yeah.
I was sitting back. I
So
was
that
laying
their
back there
tensions are eased.
for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
They're on a nice booze cruise. They're like, oh, I'm fucked up. They're just like, yeah, with the windows open, music playing. They're like, it's good. It was a good night. And I just let it simmer, and then I just go, "Rah!" And I had the flash.
so good.
Yeah, Penelope turned around. She's just like, what the fuck? Because it's right in her face, the fucking flash. It's crazy. Thank God. I mean, obviously, I told the mom who was driving, so she didn't get scared. I was like, I'm going to do it in like 2 minutes. Just wait. So, yeah, it was good. It was good times, man. A lot of good times. Tomorrow will be fun. Prepare your
I
livers.
think the weather's gonna be nice too.
Thank
We're
God.
gonna be outside, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We catered.
80s, I believe.
Better go.
We catered some food
Tomorrow,
because
80
it's your
degrees.
graduation. It's like a combination, dude. It's Mother's Day on Sunday. It's Gata's graduation, also her birthday, and my cousin's birthday.
Oh damn.
Wow.
So it's like a mega.
Collaborate.
Are you down to play beer ball tomorrow?
What's beer ball?
You've played it before. It
Oh,
was
with
the-
Eddie.
love beer
That was the one
ball.
where me and Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Played really well.
I love beer ball.
AKA, what you won.
Yeah, we beat the shit out of all y'all.
I could. Oh my God, I can't. I don't want to get into it because some people fucking piss me off with their rules of beer ball, bro.
There was a lot of
My
debate.
rules? Eddie's
No.
rules?
This was at your house, right?
Eddie's
Yeah,
rules?
this was at your house.
No, bro. Somebody was like, I won't name names, but somebody was like, oh, a drop came out of that. You have to restart a can. I'm like, Are you
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
You remember you have to
So much
hold it,
debate.
and we just held it, and it's like 5 minutes, and then they were like shake it like 3 times or whatever. I shook it 3 times, and on the third one, a little,
Yeah,
like the
it
smallest.
wasn't even a full drop. It was like a literal.
Bro, it was like a dew. It was
Yeah.
like a dew off a blade of
residual
fucking
liquid left
grass,
in the
bro.
case.
And I was like, "Are you all right?" So I was like, "All right, no, fine. Yeah, I guess I took this out. You down to play
It's
tomorrow?
a fun game. I love that. Yeah, it's a good game.
Oh shit.
And then
Stop! I know it. He loves getting me drunk because I go crazy.
I
like,
love it.
I
love it.
hate.
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
hate
lie.
getting drunk, but like
You hate how
you fucking push me so fucking hard
No,
to
he
get drunk because
does.
you always try to turn me
He
on to
does.
drinking.
Bro, look.
He's a bad friend. You're a bad friend.
Look. It's all for the memories. It's all for the memories, guys. That's
No,
the
that shit's
only
funny,
reason.
bro.
It's from the bottom of my heart. I just want
No,
us to
I
have
know,
more
I
of
know.
these
Yeah,
funny
I know.
stories. And, you know, if it requires a little nudge to the dark
From the
side.
get go, I'll be like, I'll walk into the door, and I'll be like, "Yo, what's up? Yo, how you doing? You want a drink? You want a shot?
You want a shot?
Bro,
You want to take? Let's take a shot. Let's take a shot. And he's like,
I'd be like, no, Brandon, I want to go eat something real quick. He's like, okay, let's go eat and then we take shots. Okay.
Yeah, like I try to throw it in there
he
subtly.
just like slides it in.
when it comes to alcohol, you're the most straight to the point, man.
Bro.
Straight to the point. You mean he's like in your fucking face? You take the shot.
Nah. I got better with that, I think.
think you got
We'll
worse.
see. We'll see.
Nah, it's all fun.
We'll
It's
see
all-
tomorrow.
It's all
It's
fun.
We'll see
never in
tomorrow.
bad
You know
taste.
what? Listen, if he hits us with a fucking Ric Flair woo, bro, his woos are the best. Woo, like
You know,
that
I
shit.
did that before I knew about Ric Flair's woo.
Yeah.
Like I didn't do that because of Ric Flair.
No, yeah, I know.
So it's the Andy. It's the
I-
Andy woo.
the Andy woo.
Yeah, Andy Flair woo.
Andy Flair
Or
woo.
Rick Nezai flew.
Flew.
Woo. Woo.
Choo
I haven't been drinking.
He is not. He's yeah. So, but we need to. If we get a woo, that's how you know it's a good night. Because I mean, it's always a good night. But when he gives one of those woo,
Prime indicator.
that's how you know it's like, oh shit,
Fantastic.
we own tonight.
Yes, sir.
We own tonight. And that's not like when you're fucked up. That's just when you start feeling
Yeah,
a
that's like,
good
yeah,
That
buzz.
slight tipsy
like-
feeling, you're like energetic. Oh,
Yeah, that's
the
like
best.
that's
One
like
of the best feelings.
a few shots in, and then I start warming up, and I'm like, I feel it coming.
Yes, sir.
Hell
Yes, sir.
yeah.
It's good vibes, guys. Guys, thank you for coming on. I know I got to get you guys out of here. I don't want to keep you too long. So hopefully we'll do more of these during the summer. And I want to hear more of your stories with Kusov. Because I didn't know you had that many. He's over
Yo.
here like, I told you guys about that story like where there was a fucking sniper, right? Like, no.
That's so crazy.
That's
I have a
crazy.
lot
And then
of
you with your
stories.
fucking, like, literally somebody with a knife. That's also
Yeah, my
crazy.
sister almost got assassinated.
That's
That's
fucking
what
nuts,
happened.
bro.
Not a sense.
Bro.
What did you say? What were you going to say?
No, man.
Oh. So, yeah. Thank you guys for coming.
There's just like a sequence of like.
It's the hidden communication, you know. Thank you guys for coming, man. You guys know the outro, right? No, you don't.
Is this?
It's the snap
Oh,
one up
yeah.
and the music. So yeah, thank you guys for coming. Do you want me to put I'll put your Instagrams and shit, because why not? Link your socials and all that good stuff. Two of the best bros. I love you guys. Thank you for coming on. Thank
Appreciate
you
it.
guys for watching. If you made it to the end, please like and subscribe, all that social media shit. And until next time, cue the outro music. There we go. Thank you for liking all that stuff. Peace. Say peace, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
There we go.